So I do not know what's going on in the ATP. I just don't have the bandwidth. So, wish them luck.
Hello everybody, welcome back to The Body Serve. I'm Jonathan.
I'm James.
This is episode 415. I don't know what area code that is.
I don't know, but we're very close to our area code.
One of our area codes.
For not ours, but our cities.
We used to have that area code.
Oh no, I never was that cool. It's like having 212 in New York. I never had a 416.
You're lying. We both did, didn't we?
You did.
Oh, well, huh. This is a Miami Open episode. We're going to talk about the results so far. We're going to deal with the items that made the cutting room floor from the previous episode. And we're also going to do a taste test on air, courtesy of longtime listener and friend of the show, Ian, who we had dinner with yesterday. He brought us Vegemite all the way from Australia. So, well, we're gonna have at it later on in the episode. I've tried Vegemite before, but that was about 23 years ago. So I should hope that my palate has evolved since then.
Mm-hmm. We're a little late. I know the Australian Open was in January, but, we didn't have Vegemite then. The Sunshine Swing, it's still going. It's still March. It's still going.
Carlos Alcaraz said, I'm going home. I've had it.
He was not happy.
I cannot do this anymore.
Said, I can't take it. I want to go home. Loses to Sebastian Korda, 6-3, 5-7, 6-4. It's the biggest win of Sebastian Korda's career. By a lot. By
ranking. The man has won tournaments before.
He has. But the biggest win, yes. The most important player. He's beaten.
I always take issue with the way that that's framed.
Right.
Because you are saying that as if you're knowing what this player feels about themselves and their achievements.
Sure, I don't know if for him it's his most important win. He has won a 500 title and others. Sebastian has had this career of ups and downs, and we talked about it a little bit earlier in the season when he had another breakout at Delray Beach, winning that tournament. He said he's been close to the brink, right? He's been coming out of a dark hole, like Gloria Estefan coming out of the dark.
You can't drop that without singing it.
I'm not singing it.
Coming out of the dark.
I see the light.
I see the light.
That was actually after a really horrifying experience that she had. But yes.
That really was a dark hole.
Yes. Sebastian had it rough for a while. He was kind of touted to be the next American superstar, future slam winner, and of course could still be, but his career over the past few years has been beset by injuries, while his sister became the best player in women's golf.
After losing in the first round of Australia, Korda went to San Diego to play the Challenger there, reaching the final, losing to Svajda. In Dallas, he then beat his Australian Open vanquisher Michael Zhang and Francis Tiafoe, before losing a third set tiebreak to Taylor Fritz. He then goes on to win Delray Beach, beating Tommy Paul in the final, as well as Caboli and Ruud along the way. So he's been cresting.
Yeah. For Carlos, this is a disappointing swing in Indian Wells in Miami. He, I guess, was due for a little bit of a letdown after an incredible start to the season and an incredible run on outdoor hard courts.
He started this tournament with this much hyped match against João Fonseca.
Yes.
And he beat him, I don't want to say handily, but 6-4, 6-4.
I think he beat him convincingly, and he handled the match as he should have handled it. It was a highly hyped encounter, of course, but they are really, really far apart from each other at this moment. Maybe not in stardom, but in their level of play right now. So it went as it should have.
About Sebastian Korda and how he played in that match, Carlos said, quote, "From now on, I know they're going to play like that. I've just got to be ready, as I said. Even though he was playing, I would say above his normal level, I was there. This is, a continuation of his everybody's playing like Federer against me comments.
Yes, a little bit of moderation, I think, compared to what he said in Indian Wells. But still, I'm coming up against people who are playing their best, who want to beat me, and it's just something I have to get used to at this point. That's what it's like to be the best. Jannik Sinner is now in a very good position to potentially win his first Sunshine Double. He plays Corentin Moutet next.
We'll talk more about him later on.
Iga Swiatek crashes out to her countrywoman, Magda Linette, after winning the first set, 6-1. And just today, as I was filling in the agenda, I saw that she announced she and Wim Fissette have split up.
She posted on Instagram, quote, "After many months of working together with my coach Wim Fissette, I've decided to take a different path." She then closes the statement by saying, "The rest of my team remains unchanged."
Now, this made me laugh.
Unchanged. For all of you who are clamoring for somebody else to get the boot.
Emphasis added, should say. There was no hint of a tone in what she said, but it did make me laugh because a number of people had hoped that the change would be Daria Abramovic. I was about to write on the agenda, a lot of observers lately have been quite loud about, okay, Fissette has got to go, Daria's got to go, and then I look it up, good thing I did, he is going. And to Iga's credit, she said, I've decided to take a different path. She didn't soften it, right? She's the boss, and she took responsibility for her decision, which I liked.
Mind you, this is a coach who shepherded her to titles in Cincinnati and Wimbledon last year. Mm-hmm. Tournaments that seemed way out of reach for much of her career.
Right after they started working together at the end of 2024, he was also with her through that little doping scandal. Mm-hmm. They've been through a lot together already, but despite winning Wimbledon and Cincinnati, she didn't catch fire like I thought she was going to, like I predicted.
Oh, do you remember that?
I was scared.
When you were so fearful?
Right. It didn't happen, and she's clearly still in a place where she's not totally sure who she is on court, like what her game is supposed to be.
She says that she's dealing with, quote, the worst nightmare a tennis player can have, before going on to show some optimism by saying, I know I have it in me, I just lost it for a second. The game and the mentality that I should have on the court.
And I think part of the issue here is that she experiences these types of matches as collapses. And that's how she described this one against Linette, where when you're watching it, it's not quite a collapse, right? The stats don't show any sort of nosedive, and it's not like her game falls apart. It's that she stops coming up with solutions. And she acknowledges, she says, quote, I've always been an overthinker, but lately it's just been so intense. It's hard for me to get rid of many thoughts I have, and this used to be my strength. She knows she's stubborn. She knows she overthinks in matches, and she's struggling to identify the plan B when she needs it. The trick is, well, okay, how do I do that? I know I do it, but how do I stop doing it?
She's had a few notable streaks be broken during this downward turn for her. She had won 73 consecutive opening matches going back to 2021, meaning her first match at an event, at a tournament.
That is an incredible stat.
And of course, she lost the streak where she had won 109 straight matches at the 1,000 level after winning the first set. That went by the wayside when she lost in Doha to Sakari.
So Clay is coming up. She will have some time to think about her career. I'm eager to see who she decides to work with going forward. If there is a coach in the wings, or she just knew things were not working with Fissette.
Is Iga eager?
I think
we shall see.
She is eager, yes.
We shall see. We often talk about how tennis is a sport of matchups, and two results at the Miami Open really put that into full focus. Stefanos Tsitsipas, if you put his rabbit in front of him, he will devour. And he did to Dominar.
His pigeon?
Oh, it's pigeon.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Devoured the pigeon.
I thought the rabbit had some special symbolic meaning or something. I wasn't following. Yeah, there is hardly a more stark contrast here from Tsitsipas going from Dominar to Fils.
Mm-hmm.
It just opposite results here.
Because you see Tsitsipas win a couple matches, beating Dominar, and you think, well, wow, here he comes. Only to lose for a fifth straight time to Archie Fils.
Yeah.
Who is a young buck on tour. He has not been on tour very long, but yet he's still beaten this guy 5 times in a row. And this time, it was 6-love, 6-1.
Yeah. So Stefanos has won 12 out of 13 matches against Alex, who's currently the number 5 player in the world. This is just a matchup that Alex cannot figure out right now. And then, as you said, gets bageled and breadsticks against Fils. Fils has said, okay, after this, I'm really back. I feel like I have really returned, and this is one of the best matches I've ever played in my life.
Out here looking like a whole ass snack. New hair, new me. His come up in the last few months has been meteoric. Like, people know who this guy is now.
Yeah. I mean, he's been one of the best looking guys out there, like, for as long as we've known him, but this is another level. Shelton, Bublik, Felix, Medvedev, all out early, all top 10 players. Medvedev lost today to Cerundolo, Felix to Terence Atman, both in the third round.
I mean, people have to lose. The top 16 seeds are not going to make the round of 16, you know?
Well, that's fair, but there's only 3 of the top 10 left moving into the round of 16.
Okay, come with the stats. Who is into the round of 16 is Valentin Vachereau, who continues to make good on his Shanghai breakout. This man is not a one-hit wonder. He has surpassed his cousin in the rankings. He's on the cusp of the top 20. He's now in the round of 16. This year already, he made the third round in Australia, losing to Shelton, quarterfinals in Acapulco, and of course he also made the quarterfinals in Paris right after winning Shanghai.
Mm-hmm. This week he beat Matteo Berrettini to reach the round of 16. On the women's side, we've got the Australian qualifier Talia Gibson. She has now made the round of 16 back-to-back at Indian Wells and Miami, has qualified for both tournaments, so she's won a lot of matches in the past few weeks. Naomi Osaka, her latest victim, well, not her latest, Iva Jovic was, but Naomi, another high-profile win. Now she will play Rybakina in the round of 16 here.
In the last couple of weeks, she's beaten Alexandrova, Towson, Paulini, Osaka, and Iva Jovic. This is quite the come-up. She's hatching. Will she snatch?
Once again, Naomi tells us that if she keeps losing to scrubs, she's not going to stick around forever. And she, to be clear, she did not call Gibson a scrub, and neither am I. But she was like, I'm not doing this if I'm not contending for titles.
Okay. You're a top 20 player. You've had some good results. You might just have to be more patient. I don't know what to say. Like, the landscape of the WTA is not one at the current moment where you can just blitz your way through fields. It's not going to happen, and you are not in that type of form. So get yourself in that type of form. You've shown it in the last 6 months with Montreal and then the US Open. You've had injuries again. That sucks. But you don't need to be looking at yourself as some kind of massive loser here.
Oh, see, I think it's a little bit of the opposite. I think there's a touch of arrogance there. I'm better than this. Like, I shouldn't be losing to these people. You know, it's not even self-pity. It's like, I'm way better than that.
Okay, it's arrogance, but with no confidence. Leylah Annie Fernandez is hereby banned from the Body Serve Tennis Podcast. We haven't issued a ban in a long time, but this one was so egregious, so disgusting.
Did you just decide that unilaterally?
I did.
A ban?
A ban.
I think Tsonga was the last one you banned.
You saw the video, didn't
I
you?
did. It was, oh God.
You saw what she did.
I did.
Unforgivable.
Venus and Leylah were playing Mohamed Rutlev, great doubles players. They were up 9-6 in the match tiebreak, and Leylah just duffed 3 winnable shots right in a row.
You could have won those points.
Wow, damn. Not me catching strays.
I could have won those points.
2 of them were volleys, just one sent long, one smacked right into the net. I don't know what the hell was going on, but it was a Rajiv Ram situation. No offense to that man. I know he's taken his whacks from the Americans, but we all remember Rio.
Venus now is still winless in singles and doubles in 2026. She has only the solo, singular, lone win in singles against Peyton Stearns in Washington, D.C. Her first match back. She's lost every singles match since.
And doubles.
No, she and Leylah made to the quarterfinals at the U.S. Open.
Sorry, I'm saying just this year.
Just this year, yeah. I made that clear. You just weren't listening.
Do you think Serena's like, I don't really want to play with Venus right now?
Well, you're saying that Serena's only coming back for doubles.
I don't know what Serena's doing. Because
she's out here skiing.
And she tweeted the other day something about how... What did she say? I forgot. It's trying to stoke more interest, right? In whatever she's doing. Whatever she's cooking up. And for me, it's like, just do something. Do something or don't.
Well, we would not be talking about any of this if not for her putting her name on the doping control list.
Yes.
And if Ben Rothenberg hadn't stuck his nose in it.
and
she would be doing these things.
Savannah on the Good Morning America or Today Show, whichever.
She'd be doing and saying these things, and we wouldn't be paying her that much mind.
Right. And now Alicia Parks is doing interviews about hitting with Serena. So, I don't know. It seems all a little orchestrated.
Doubles partners Mira Andreeva and Vicky Mboko met for the 3rd time this year today. And Vicky was victorious, 6-love in the 3rd, after Andreeva suffered some back issues. They were playing doubles at this event as well. They were into the round of 16, I believe. It's yet to be seen if Mira will remain in that doubles event after today's issues with her back.
Yeah. They seem to have a lot of fun together. Like, they seem to get along really well, and they've just happened to have faced each other 3 times already this year. Mboko now leading 2-1 in that head-to-head, all happening this year.
Can we go back to you and Jack Draper? Have you changed...
Do we? Must we?
Have you changed your viewpoint, your outlook on the man after you saw this massage video?
The massage video. I thought that was AI. Oh, I didn't really realize what I was looking at. I'm like, no, that can't be real. Like, he let himself be filmed in that state of undress.
You didn't see anything, technically.
No, you didn't, but I will say, I was surprised by the arch.
Mm-hmm. I think you said in a private chat that previously...
Well, they're private for a reason.
Previously, you were riding coach, and now you're business class on the Jack Draper train.
Previously, I was just like on the steps of the train. I hadn't gotten on. I was still deciding.
But now
I'm in business class.
Danielle Collins has been doing a lot on Tennis Channel. She's been the cause of so much conversation the last couple days. And while I'm tempted to say that the response to it all is a bit much, I get it. She's doing a lot.
I think I'm too old to, like, care about this. You know? It was weird. It was all very weird. She did this story time with Danielle segment at the desk.
Where they play music in the background as she tells a story.
And she's giving, like, a very sultry delivery.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know what's going on because we don't have Tennis Channel, so I've only seen the clip in isolation. And
she did one where she tells a story of the Miami Open that she won. Do you remember a couple of years ago when she won Miami and Charleston and she went on that huge run? And she said she had her dog with her and it was late at night, not many people in the locker room, so the dog was there, and the dog went and took a shit in front of a locker of a player that she does not like.
Mm-hmm. Which player, pray?
She did not say.
Okay. So Steve Weissman, and I told you last week, Steve Weissman is about the drama. He is here for the tea. He was enjoying this whole thing. He set it up and he said, "Oh, Mute just I saw him yelling at you or catcalling you." I don't know if he knows what catcalling means. That seemed he was trying to imply something that I don't think was happening. And she said, she went into this whole segment about how, you know, she needs a man with a bigger serve that's really important to her. You know, looks and brains or whatever, that's cool, but she needs big serves and big forehands. I'm like, what exactly is going on here? And then she said that Mute had followed her, but then he pointedly unfollowed her when she had said that she wasn't into short kings, because she's 5'10 and she needs a taller man. Now, Mute has attempted to correct the record. So both of these people are doing way too much in general.
Mute then quote tweets the video and says, "How can I unfollow you when I never followed you?" Ha 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 emoji. At Tennis Channel, how can you let someone say BS like this on TV? You followed me, you asked me for mixed dubs, and I've never even followed you. Ha ha ha.
Oh.
Emoji. You ready to say anything so people talks about you? You should learn how to love yourself so you won't have to do stupid things for people.
At Tennis Channel, good sport journalist. What? Not him giving the Justin Bieber, "You should go and love yourself." Wow. I mean, of course, you have the right to respond if someone calls you out unprovoked like that on Tennis Channel, but as usual, Corentin is doing too much, Danielle is doing too much.
Just a couple weeks ago, Corentin was throwing his racket out of the stadium.
Right. I genuinely don't care what the truth is here. Who followed whom. Like, I am an older millennial. I can't be occupying my time thinking about who's following who on social media. I really can't.
This is not a fallout between Drake and Serena. Like,
No.
these people are not operating on that level of celebrity for us to give a flying fuck.
This wasn't a relationship or anything that we knew. We didn't even know they knew each other's names before this, so it's not a thing. Oh, you know who has opinions about this? Scoop Malinkowski.
Oh,
remember him?
Yeah.
I saw someone quoting a tweet and I had blocked the person. I'm like, let me view who this was. Like, oh Lord. And then someone was like, what is Tennis Channel going to do about this? I'm like, what?
Like, they did it.
What do you mean?
They did it.
Like,
this is their segment.
it is not that serious. What is serious?
Baby, Steve Weissman is here for it all. The glory, the shakes, and withdrawals.
What is serious is this Marinko Matosevic doping situation. You know I love a doping case, and this one it's different than the rest in its brazenness. Mm-hmm. Matosevic, you may remember, I haven't heard his name in years, but I remember there was a short period where he was the Australian #1. He was ranked as high as number 39 in the world. Seen him a few times in person. He was famous for showing a lot of skin. Like, he always practiced shirtless. Mm-hmm. His pants were down very low, very slutty all the time.
I remember being in Toronto at the Rogers Cup and him practicing without underwear.
Like very obviously.
Yeah.
Right. So
I also remember, but can't remember, that he was kind of an asshole. Mm-hmm. Like, there was a reason why we didn't like him in the early years of this show, but I can't remember what they were.
Yeah. And I know he played, all the top guys, played the Big Four. He had this reputation for just being kind of an asshole, but I don't really remember the specifics. Since retiring, he has been doing some coaching. He's coached Jordan Thompson and Chris O'Connell, both Australians. And recently, he was caught doing a little dirty, doing a little doping. His hearing with the independent tribunal was coming up, and he was being charged with 5 doping offenses. And these happened between 2018 and 2020, including blood doping, which counts as a prohibited method, and facilitating another player to blood dope, giving advice on how to avoid detection, and using clenbuterol, which is a bronchodilator, which people with asthma and breathing problems use, And it's also used by athletes and bodybuilders to help build lean muscle and lose fat. He admitted a week before the hearing to the First Serve, which is that Australian tennis outlet, that yes, he did do the blood doping, but he denied all the other charges. And he said that he didn't intend to go to the hearing, he wasn't preparing a defense, so whatever happens, happens. He also said in this interview, or this statement, that the ITIA is corrupt, they lack credibility, they go through people's phones, and that's that on that. I mean, the tribunal met without him, came down with their ruling, and he's banned for 4 years.
They have evidence here. They have text messages. This stuff is pretty incriminating.
It is, yeah.
So for him to say that I'm not going to attend the hearing because they are lacking credibility, this is all a witch hunt, they're out to get me, it doesn't matter if I show up or not, they've already decided.
I mean, they're using text messages where you say literally, I cheated, I did it. It really can't be more clear-cut than that. So maybe they are corrupt, but the evidence against you was a mountain, and you decided, like, this is not worth it for me to invest the time. I'm not even getting a lawyer, like, whatever. Because he hasn't played in many years. He hasn't played since 2018, and he does some coaching. He was coaching out of Bali, and what happened was he went to get one of those intravenous infusions in Bali, and another player went. These players haven't been identified. They're called Player A and Player B in the report. And there are text messages between Matosevic and these players talking about the infusions. He's talking about how you can go on clenbuterol and how you can avoid testing positive. And he even said, quote, I've done it, I've cheated with it, unquote. Okay, I mean, you don't really have much of a case anyway, so I don't blame him for not going to the hearing.
He's banned 4 years from playing or coaching, which seems light to me compared to what other people have gotten. He says, quote, I'm weighing up whether it's worth appealing in this corrupt system. It's very obvious that not everyone is on the same playing field, as we have seen over the last few years. The truth has set me free, and I hope the truth sets tennis free from all the corruption.
I love the religiosity of the truth has set me free. We've read the truth, and it doesn't look that great. Ben Rothenberg did some reporting on this, and what he notes is the brazenness of this particular case, which kind of sets it apart from a lot of other doping cases where players are arguing the fine points of intentionality, for example, or saying, yes, I did this, but I didn't realize it was wrong. It was a tainted supplement, or I went to this clinic and they said everything was perfectly fine, but it wasn't. He hasn't mounted any of those arguments, right? It was simply brazen blood doping and allegedly, or I don't know if we have to use allegedly anymore, advising players how to avoid detection in doping tests. Ben said that he has a suspicion that he knows who one of the players is, but he can't say anything yet. But it most likely will eventually come out.
And that was a footnote in the article.
Yeah.
So he'll know that we read the whole article because that was right at the very bottom. We have news from the PTPA. This was shelved from our last episode because, frankly, it didn't quite meet the newsworthy standard of the TBS newsroom.
The editorial board.
The executive director, Ahmad Nassar, has stepped down as executive director of the PTPA.
Wow. You could write headlines.
I really could.
Yeah.
However, he remains CEO of Winners Alliance, the commercial arm of the PTPA, and a few other sports' player associations. They said this is a part of a, quote, planned leadership transition, and the deputy executive director, Romain Rosenberg, will take over. Nassar is expected to remain active in the ongoing litigation against the 3 remaining slams, the ATP and the WTA. This may indeed have been long planned, but it comes shortly after Djokovic's exit. Anything to add?
No, not really.
I'm bumping this again because of as you all know, what the United States is perpetrating against the world, and Iran specifically right now.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there no discussion about American players playing flagless? There is no discussion.
And there will
Zero.
There will not be. There never will be.
The orange one is out here bragging about killing Iranians.
Yeah, and now he's saying talks are going very well. But I don't know. I think he woke up and he forgot they were at war, and he's decided he'd like to bomb a new country today. So unfortunately, Cuba is in his sights.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that'll probably be next. But
when I say bumping, I don't mean bumping it from the agenda. I mean bumping it up.
Oh, like to the top of your inbox kind of thing?
As in, yes, that's what I mean.
No, I mean, we've talked about this before. The U.S. is not held to standards that other countries are when it comes to war crimes, when it comes to the way that they behave on the world stage. American athletes are never going to be held to that standard. They're never going to be asked to not play for their flag. They're never going to be banned from international competition. So, yeah.
But to not even have the discussion, it's not even a kernel of an idea.
No, because if you dare to have the discussion, you're shouted down from all angles, right? When you ask American players this question at slams, you're basically accused of centering yourself, making yourself a spectacle, taking time away from the tennis. Of course, it doesn't apply if you're talking about Russian aggression, but when you're talking about American aggression, it's simply a distraction.
Something else that we bumped from the agenda, different use of bumping here, different bumping.
Mm-hmm. I feel like you should come up with a new verb here.
The ATP has schedule changes coming, and it's with regard to the new Masters 1000 in the Middle East, per Matthew Futterman and Charlie Eccleshare in The Athletic. The ATP has reacquired licenses to 4 of its smaller tournaments. You want to translate that?
Well, I was a bit glib and I said translation shut them down, but technically they haven't been shut down, and it's not a foregone conclusion.
It's in an attempt to, quote, condense its schedule and to put greater spotlight on a smaller coterie of tournaments. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Cute. Love that.
The tournaments in question, according to the Athletics' anonymous sources, are Chengdu, Hong Kong, Metz, and Moscow. Moscow, which hasn't been played since 2022. They will also sell Brussels to the Italian Federation on the condition that they move the tournament from the end to the middle of the season and play it on grass.
Cute. Love that. A grass tournament in Italy. And now the sporting arm of the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund, which is called SURJ. I don't know if they pronounce it like an acronym like Surge, whatever. SURJ are funding further reacquisitions, and the ATP is in talks to, you're not going to want to hear this, to reacquire the licenses to Buenos Aires, Acapulco, and Rio, which is a tragedy, if true.
Reacquiring doesn't necessarily mean the tournament will be cancelled, but it can lead to events being leased to the same operators or moved to different spots in the calendar.
Yeah, so basically it's the ATP taking their licenses back. In some cases, that may mean take the license back to no longer hold the tournament in that city. Or it also may mean to, like you said, lease it to the same people, lease it to different people, move it around. They just want the freedom to do with these tournaments what they wish. It's especially newsworthy at this moment because we were just in the Gulf swing. Players were stranded in Dubai amid the US's war in Iran, and we are setting the table for another Masters 1000 event in Saudi Arabia, which is most likely going to happen in February.
The top players don't care. So many of them are based in Dubai.
Right.
So many of them. It's like they're the new Bahamas. Mm-hmm. Do you remember when all the North American players' official residence was in the Bahamas?
Yeah, I wonder why.
Dennis Shapovalov.
Mm-hmm.
The ATP wants its schedule to be led by the slams, the 4 slams, and 10 masters. Of the 10, 8 will be mandatory. 7 will be the extended man-spreaded version that we're currently living through right now. And 1 would be mandatory but will remain 1 week, and that is the least significant of them all, Paris.
Yes, currently Paris is the one that's mandatory, but still a week. That may change.
The non-mandatory 1000s would be Monte Carlo and the new Saudi Arabia Masters 1000. There'd be up to 16 500 level events and 24 250 events.
They just may not remain in the places you're accustomed to seeing them.
We also want to talk about an issue that Panna Udvardy brought to light, or shone more light on, in the last few weeks, the number of death threats that she's been receiving.
Yeah, this apparently was partially the result of a data breach from the WTA.
They claim not so. They claim
really?
that's not the case, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Udvardy received a bunch of threatening messages on WhatsApp, which included details about her family, their contact information, her whereabouts, and this was ahead of her quarterfinal match at the Antalya 125 in Turkey. And the messages said that if Udvardy didn't lose the match, they would harm members of her family. And this is clearly from bettors attempting to throw results, right? We assume. We already know that players receive horrifying, threatening messages all the time on their social media. These were alarming because they were so specific, and they included contact information, home addresses, some very specific stuff that would make you think this threat is real, or at least make it feel very immediate and terrifying.
This cannot come as a surprise, given how embedded sports betting is in sport. You police the players and fine them, ban them for match fixing, for being involved in the dark side. But yet you have brought the dark into the light.
Yes.
You have made this an even greater threat. And so, should something happen, who is liable? I feel like every episode now we're just going to ask the listeners, who can be liable?
The ATP currently uses this thing called Safe Sport to monitor online abuse. The WTA and ITF use Threat Matrix, which is designed to weed out abusive messages from player social media. But the thing is, like, the tennis institutions have welcomed this in. They've opened the door. Tennis Channel has a deal with DraftKings. The commentators make their BetMGM picks of the day every day. And betting has been legalized in a lot of countries around the world recently. And so this stuff has always existed, but it's been an underbelly, right? It's been under the surface. Now that I can open up my phone and start placing bets on sports, it feeds into addiction, but it also just makes it very immediate in people's daily lives. You know, what a player does has an impact on my vested interests if I'm a bettor. And I'm generally not, I don't love a slippery slope argument, but the legalization of betting has had a lot of just really bad effects, and it will continue to get worse.
This has been going on for a very long time. Since we started going to tennis tournaments in the mid-2010s for this podcast, we've seen people courtside who look very shady, who are doing shady things. I've seen somebody at the US Open live streaming on Instagram with 3 phones. What are you doing? What is that about? This is not an issue on the outskirts of tennis anymore.
Cindy Schmerler wrote a story for the New York Times at the end of last year that is really interesting. If it helps sort of understand how dispersed and embedded betting is in tennis. If you just Google New York Times betting tennis, you'll probably find it. But it's definitely a good entryway if you want to understand it. We are kind of flying through this episode.
Nothing Major was back at it again with their hottie brackets. Previously, they wanted to find out who the hottest male tennis player was. And who did they pick? Berrettini?
I think so.
And now, we're a few weeks late with this, but now they've done a hottest tennis coach list. And they're trying to tell us that the hottest tennis coach is Carlos Alcaraz's brother, Alvaro.
News to me that Alvaro was even a coach.
He is a coach this year.
That's how I found
After
out. That's how I found out.
Juanqui left or was fired or what have you. People were mad that Marat Safin didn't win. Now, I don't know...
Okay.
You know, somebody once accused us of being the Body Shame podcast.
Yes.
So I'll choose my words lightly here, but this is not the Marat Safin of 2005.
Okay. Listen to our tennis or ATP Thirst episode because we dove into this at length. The risk of thirst, the risk of objectifying people of any gender. And yes, we get it. I'm not quibbling with the results of the poll, only the source of the poll.
Say more.
Well, we've talked about what is the purpose, right? And what is the criteria when a group of straight men evaluate the hotness of other men? What are they allowing themselves to do? And it's not much, right? It's giving like, oh, my man crushes Ryan Reynolds, or my man crushes Brad Pitt. There's
always a Ryan or a Chris.
And there's a limited spectrum of male beauty that straight men allow themselves to indulge in without being perceived as gay. Read bell hooks, like, you know, if you want to know more. It's homosocial, it's not homosexual, it's not homoerotic, but it's also just not that interesting. Because, I mean, if Juanqui wasn't fired, he would be top of the list to this day. That's beside the point.
Why it gotta be Alcaraz?
I know. Why does it have to be an Alcaraz? Like, why don't you think out of the box? Wim Fissette. I don't know. Are you taking men's coaches? Or
yeah, are we only doing men's coaches? Because Wim is right there.
Right?
Tom Hill is still there.
Wim is giving dad. Like,
he's giving daddy, to be more specific. And not for nothing, I don't know who he's coaching officially or unofficially, and no matter what you feel about him, Patrick is still giving something.
Yeah, it depends if you can divorce someone's personality from what you're seeing.
You didn't seem to have that problem once upon a time. Are you ready for the Vegemite taste test?
Yeah, okay, let's get our toast ready.
We're going to pause. We're going to get the toast ready so it's nice and hot. I hope you're ready to participate in some crunchy ASMR here. Because I want folks to hear the crunch.
I do not like ASMR. It bothers me, like, existentially.
Right, but you'll be biting and there's a microphone. So lean into it.
I'm going to lean out, in fact.
I'm going to lean in to the crunch. We've got our toast.
Okay, toast is ready.
You've got it lightly toasted.
Well, you don't like it
You're
burnt. Like
you're currently putting butter, margarine. In fact, I can't believe it's not butter.
Okay, yeah. I have 2 knives because I don't want to adulterate the Vegemite.
I was told by Ian that he puts butter on the toast first, and that it's important to have a... Wait, don't open it yet.
Okay.
To have a thin layer of Vegemite. Don't go
like
too crazy with it. Let's describe the packaging here.
Everybody knows what it looks like.
Not everybody's had Vegemite.
It's yellow with a red shape thing. What would you call that?
I'm not quite sure, but it says it has B vitamins for vitality.
Okay.
Give it a sniff, a smell.
Yeah.
What would you describe that as?
Kind of like malty, like molassesy almost.
There's like a hint of cocoa almost. Mm-hmm. Am I smelling that wrong?
I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Oh, this is not at all what I expected. Like it's
like a Nutella spread.
It looks like chocolate frosting. Yeah, I thought it was
more dense.
No, less.
Okay, you're getting a nice spread there.
Okay, your turn.
You're gonna have to finish the whole slice, you know.
No, that's not part of this. Now, who doesn't love listening to people eat?
I want the listeners to have the full ASMR crunch experience.
Well, I'm not going to edit this segment because I refuse. It really bothers me.
Okay, go ahead. Give it a go.
Okay.
Thoughts?
God, what does that taste like? It tastes kind of industrial, you know?
What else
Like
tastes...
you might use it on a machine.
Oh, wow, it tastes like grease.
Well, I think I'm being thrown off by the consistency.
You don't need to be disrespectful to other people's cultures here.
Oh, okay. I didn't think I was.
Okay, I'm going to give it a bite.
Honestly, like, it's really not bad. People are doing way too much over this. Oh, you don't look like you like it.
I'm not doing well over here.
Honestly, it's not bad.
I did not enjoy that.
Well, try
And as you know,
try another bite.
I'm like a food vacuum cleaner. Like, I will eat almost anything.
Yeah. Well, try it again. You may find something different in the second bite.
It's really not for me.
I'd rather eat this than a tomato. I'll
There's
tell you that.
something deeply unwell about you.
It's very salty, right? Like, it's super, super salty. Which I like. Mm-hmm. I don't really know how to describe it, like, what to compare it to.
The second bite was better than the first.
Okay. I have a feeling it is going to reverberate.
Meaning?
It is going to linger.
Like the cranberries.
Ugh. Oh. I love the cranberries, but I hate the fruit cranberries.
It is a long list. The list of things you hate to eat is so long.
It is.
And I'm
But now
shocked
Vegemite
that,
is not
I'm
one of them.
shocked that Vegemite is not one of them.
I will eat Vegemite, but I will not eat basic things like a pineapple. Mm-hmm. Or
coconut.
green peppers. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Ian, for bringing us Vegemite.
Thank you for giving us a segment on this podcast.
And, you know, I think people are doing way too much about this.
I mean, ultimately, you don't have to pretend like it's disgusting. You know? Some things just aren't for you. And
exactly.
This isn't for me.
And I have to defend myself here. I am a very picky eater, but it's me. It's not you, right? I would never say someone else's cuisine is gross. It's just me that's picky.
Mm-hmm. The Vegemite here already had a good chance of succeeding with you because it's been put on one of your favorite things.
Buttered toast. I mean, how can you go wrong?
I'll often be upstairs and I start to smell toast and I'm like, well, it's either he's at it again or I'm having a stroke. Because I'm told that's one of the signs of when you're having a stroke, that you start to smell toast. So multiple times a week, I feel like I'm having a stroke.
Okay.
It hasn't lingered that much.
No.
No, I just want toast.
You have toast.
No, but
finish your toast.
It
has Vegemite on it.
It's been completely wrapped in paper towel and it's ready for burial.
All right. So if the listeners have other foods that they'd like us to try, we're more than happy. If you have a food that comes from your country that a lot of, foreigners don't like, we'll try it. I'm not trying one of those fertilized duck eggs, though. I'm not doing it.
Where do those come from?
I think the Philippines.
Okay. Is that the end of the episode?
I think it is.
It's been a pretty short one.
It has, yeah. Miami Open is heading toward the end. The Sunshine Double will cease, I swear. Coco Gauff just beat, what's her face today?
Sorana Cirstea.
Inshallah, her last Miami Open.
It's Coco's first time in the Miami Open quarterfinals.
Yeah. Okay. I was surprised to hear that.
I know she hasn't historically done well in the Sunshine Double, but I didn't know the Miami part was that bad. Historically. My name is Jonathan. You can find me on Blue Sky at Tennis John.
And I'm James at ElliotJMR.
2 L's, 2 T's. Everything Body Serve related can be found at linktree.com/thebodyserve.
Thanks for listening.
Till next time.
Thank you very much.